Hi, in this video I'll be setting up a small workflow for my Power BI projects. So the ETL procedure is going to be done in Power Query Editor. The extraction is happening from folders locally. So there's a dimension folder and a fact folder, which is where I'm getting my files from. So I'm only taking a small subset of the data and doing the transformations on that. In fact, I have done some transformations, some basic transformations like changing the type. And whenever I add new files to that folder, the data transformations will flow automatically to the other file as well. So in fact, we can just take a look at that. So here we have just one file. If I go to my folder, the source folder, I can put the customer add file in dimensions and refresh here. Right, so I have my other file in here as well, and all the transformations from the first file are flowing to the second file as well. So this is a good way to keep things modular and fast. So I only work on a small subset and then I add data incrementally as I need it. So that is it for the ETL procedure. Then if you take a look at the data model, I think I'll actually remove that file first. Let's do a refresh. Right, so I have a dimension table which is about customer data, and then there is a fact table that has different attributes like total transaction amount, credit limit, and things like that. I also created a calendar table here to have contiguous dates basically, and I added additional columns to drill down. I use the calendar auto function to automatically check for minimum and maximum dates in my model and create the dates in that range. So that was about the calendar table. I also have a blank table for my measures and calculations. So I think I can start writing some DAX. I have project questions on the left, which I'm going to solve using DAX. So I think let's look at the first question. So the first question is running total of credit card transactions. It's in the fact table. We have total transactions amount column. So we need to do a running total on that. I'll just write the code and explain it. So I'm using calculate here to invoke the filter function, and obviously the expression is sum of total transaction amount. Inside filter, I'm using all to get rid of all filter context, implicit filter context, internal or external, from the calendar date table date column. And then I'm putting the condition calendar date, which is in the model, it should be less than or equal to the maximum calendar date in the filter context, which will come from the query context. So that way we'll get a running total, and I've displayed it here. Right, and that's about it for the first question. So obviously we could have used total YTD, total MTD if that was the range that we wanted. If we wanted to reset per year, then total YTD. But let's move on to the next question. So this one is calculate the 4-week moving average of the credit limit for each client. Right. So here I think the interesting part is that the week can be understood from two perspectives. One is the numeric week, so 7 days make a week. But usually in business context, so a business week or a fiscal week, so let's say a business month can have more than 4 weeks, right? So in that case, we can use week number in the calendar table that we have in the model. So there is a week column which is actually a week number. So we can view it here. Right, so here we have our week numbers. So we can utilize this instead of using dates and period -7 and the day parameter, because Power BI only comes with day, month, quarter and year parameter, so there's no week parameter. So yeah, we'll use the week number here. So I'll quickly write the query and then I'll explain it. Okay, so I'll quickly explain the 4-week moving average. So first I created a variable for the filter context. I'm using the filter function, using all to get rid of all implicit filter context from calendar date week column. Then I am setting 2 bounds. So in running total, we just had the upper bound. Here we have an upper bound and a lower bound. So we are defining that window. So yes, the second part, the control part, is just defining the window. Right, next I'm using 2 averages. So the inner average is normalizing values in the week, and the outer iterator average x is smoothing across the weeks, smoothing values across the week. So average x takes again a table and an expression. So the table is going to be the filtered table that we got from our variable, and the expression is going to be the basic calculate average. So that is about it, and that's the visual we got out of it. So I think that's it for the video. That's my time. I'll do the rest of the questions and post the project details on LinkedIn as well. So yeah, that's about it.